G'day everyone and welcome to another Fusion 360 tutorial. In this session here we're going to basically introduce you to some of the sketching tools in Fusion 360 as well as adding dimension constraints and defining some of those constraints also. Now the drawing that we're going to be working from in this exercise is the carriage stop here. Very simple object. You can basically see we're going to draw from the front view shown by the directional arrow A. Simple profile there, if you like, some simple geometry, which we're then going to extrude later on. So you can either print this out, your teacher might also give you a copy, you can download it from the link below. All right, let's jump into Fusion 360, and here I am. All right, so I'm just going to close my data panel here. I'm going to, on my navigation cube over here, I'm just going to click on the front view there. And now we're in the front view. I'm going to click up and create a sketch. And here we are. So now we've got our grid and we're just going to click here. And I'm basically just going to pan this down a little bit. I always like to start at the origin here where the red and the green line meet. So let's just quickly pull up that drawing again. Just remind ourselves of the geometry shape that we're going to draw here. Okay, yep. I've pretty much got that there. I'm not going to worry about the dimensions at this point in time. I'll jump back in and I'm going to grab my line tool here and I'm just simply going to start pulling out, and you can see it's actually creating some constraints in here as I go. Now, what's he talking about when he's talking about constraints? You'll see these T's. These T's are the software actually detecting that I'm been trying to create a perpendicular, a 90-degree kind of corner in each of these. So it knows that my design intent was to create 90-degree corners, basically lines that are perpendicular to one another. All right, so we've got some geometry there. We can see that there is this one here. Why is this line black and this line black and all the others are blue? Well, these lines here are constrained, fully constrained. So I've got a vertical constraint on here. And you'll see as we move through this exercise that the intent is for us to make all the lines black. When they're black, it's like they have all of the information they need. It knows its position, it knows its length, it knows its angle if that's applicable. They're locked down. So you always want to try to make all your lines black. That way you know they're happy and they will not move. All right, so jumping back to our drawing, let's have a look here. We've got 60, we've got 25, we've got 20. I'm just starting with those dimensions across the top, 60, 25, and 20. All right, so I'm going to hit the letter D, which brings up my dimensional tools here. You can see that on the cursor. Okay, I'm going to click here, and we'll say 60. I'm going to click on this line. This line was 25. And I'm going to click on this line here, and that one was 20. Okay, now you can see this is kind of pulled out this part of the drawing over here. So I'll just hit escape. I'm actually going to pull this guy back in here, just roughly where it should be. Doesn't really matter. Let's go back to our drawing. What do we got? We've got 50, then we've got 20. So it's 50 from this point to here, and then another 20. So we're basically going to, we'll go 50, this line here, and then from here to here, we'll do 20. All right, here we go. Let's hit the letter D, back into dimension mode. So we said that that was going to be 50. Okay, and then basically from here to here was going to be another 20. Okay, we've got that. We need some more dimensions on there. We don't know. You can see that there's for example, this line here, this blue one, it doesn't know how high up this should be. Now, it's always good to dimension from a point that's already locked in and defined. So I'm going to click on this link here. In fact, let's just go and find that number. There's 14. So it's basically from this bottom edge here, 14 millimeters up. So I'll just click back here. We'll hit the dimension tool, click on that link line there, and we're going to measure it from this line here And we'll put in 14 there. You see that one's black, which is all good. Next dimension we want to throw in is the 36, I think it was, from this one here. So that's basically measuring from here up to here. So we'll hit D again, click on there, we'll pull that across, 36. Hey presto. Okay, most of those lines are now black with the exception of this one here. So what we're going to do here is we are going to put I'm going to select this line here and this line here, and this line here and this point here, and we'll just say coincident. And that basically makes it the same as this one here. So everything you can see there, everything's black, which means it's fully constrained, everything's happy. We can now finish the sketch. All right, so let's go back into, we're going to click on the home little building there. That's going to take us back into 3D space. We've got one more thing to do here, and that's just check our drawing here. We can see that the extrusion is 50 millimeters deep here, so we actually need to do that. So we'll go back. We're going to select this face. There you can see that. We're going to go up to here, the solid tool. This is the tool that you're looking for. We're going to click on that, and we're going to type in here 50 millimeters. There we go. I'm going to click OK, and there we have our object. I'm sorry. We don't need Siri chatting in the background. We can see that object there. There it is. That is your first model, your Carriage Stop model, drawn as it should be in Fusion 360 with those basic commands. By the way, you can see I'm rotating this around using the orbit tool. What does the pan tool do? The pan basically moves it around on the page, zooming in and out with the scroll wheel. I can also check out the different views of that. So right now I'm obviously in my 3D view. I can switch to front view. I can switch top view. I can switch to my right view, all of that sort of stuff. All right, that finishes that video. Have a go at that. And yeah, I might see you in the next video.